right, here we go, guys. So, let's see what's going on for Sunday, 11/19. Walking Dead, episode 805. Here we go, guys. Some discussion, spoilers, news, good stuff like that. So thank you all for joining me on this Sunday, November 19th. We got episode 805 coming today in the States. And then the UK will be coming for tomorrow. But Coral, hey everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I'm just going to wait for a lot of people to join first before we get rolling, get talking. And like as always, guys, post your comments in the live chat. If anybody wants to talk about anything specific, very cool. We'll do some super chats. We'll do some talks. We'll do some spoilers. We'll do some discussion. What's going on with me, with us, with the channel. The big news about some just boxes that we're going to do, some mystery boxes. And I'm excited for it. Unfortunately, I think we can only mail stuff out in the United States, which sucks because I would love to be able to ship it to the UK and stuff. I just ordered a bunch of stuff online, some cool stuff that I found for Walking Dead fans, zombie fans, stuff of the show on there too. So hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me on there. People are rolling in here and there. So just going to wait for more people to join before we get rolling here. As always, post your... All right, here we go. Should be back. Should be connecting here. I don't know what happened with the chat and the connection with that. Here we go, guys. So sorry about the delay. But for those who joining me, thank you for joining me on this Sunday, November 19th, episode 805, The Big Scary You. So it'll be crazy to think about it. This is the Negan episode that we'll finally get to see Negan, Father Gabriel, Eugene, Dwight, Simon, with a little mix of Daryl and Rick on there. So sorry for the bad connection before with it. I don't know what happened with the stream or internet connection or whatever, but we're back. We're going to talk about episode 805. We're going to talk about some mystery boxes that we're going to be doing. I'll be able to ship them inside the United States only as of right now until we get more and more stuff going on there. But I'm excited about it because I posted stuff on the Walking Dead community Facebook page and on Instagram, and people are excited for that. So we'll be able to do that and have Walking Dead zombie stuff. It's going to be predominantly Walking Dead collectibles and stuff, and then some zombie fun stuff that I found online in my travels from Sonoya, from people who couldn't make it to Woodbury and stuff there too. So I'll be able to bring that to you in the mystery boxes. So it should be pretty cool. I'll have more, to come of that when we get more information about it. But I want to have it for the holidays this year and then going forward, and just more and more cool stuff. I only want to have good Walking Dead zombie, I guess horror even too, and some miscellaneous stuff that I think is pretty cool for you guys as well. So episode 805, guys, are you excited for it? I'm excited for every episode of The Walking Dead. If it's good, bad, awesome, weak. But I think season 8 has been pretty awesome. What do you guys think? I think it's been back to where it is. I don't know if it'll ever be back to what it was in season 5 and season 6. And I think that might be the height of the show popularity and things, because losing characters, losing people, storylines, it's just going to hurt the show. And I know a lot of people like Glenn, a lot of people like Abraham, and a lot of people like people that aren't on the show anymore, and you can't recover from that. So has anyone seen the sneak peeks? There's been a couple different sneak peeks. There's the one with Gregory and Simon. There's the one with Eugene and Dwight. And then there's the quick little 30-second trailer where you see Daryl and Rick. They fight. So it's going to be cool to see how it goes down. But, the bromance, Rick versus Daryl, is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? I don't know. I want to see the repercussions of it. That's the bigger thing of it. The reason that they're fighting is because of the explosives that were in the Humvee, and that Daryl wants to take the explosives and blow up every savior in the sanctuary. And I can't fault him for that. Can you guys? I mean, do you think Daryl is wrong for wanting to kill the Saviors for what they did to him? Like, Rick and those guys aren't going to know what Daryl went through. Only Daryl will. So Daryl's like, I'm going to take care of these people. I know what they're up to. I know these type of people who they are. And we're going to have that morality again of Rick. And now it's Rick. Before it was Morgan, and now it's Rick. And it kind of gets old, right? I mean, enough of that. We're in war here. Let's just have a war. Let's just have both sides fighting each other. Casualties, some win, some lose. And we're already, like, Rick is clearly winning right now in the battles from the first 4 episodes. Ezekiel took a hit, and the kingdom took a hit, but Rick's people have not really. Alexandria lost Francine and Eric, but they didn't lose Tobin, and they didn't lose, Aaron, and they didn't lose certain people, Carl, Michonne, Rosita. They're all back home, so they're safe. But the kingdom took a fall from Rick's side, right? So, but the Savior's outposts are getting under control by Carol and Morgan and Jesus and all the people there. So what is Daryl and Rick fighting about? That, like, come on, guys, just stick together, be on the same side. Let Rick do some things, let Daryl do some things, but it comes to fight. They punch each other. Daryl punches Rick in the face, gets him in a chokehold. Then the Humvee explodes. Daryl they get out of the way. They both survive and they go away. Daryl goes wherever. I would assume Daryl. I don't know exactly where Daryl's going. I was going to say I assume Daryl goes back to Alexandria, or he goes to the hilltop, or where he goes. But Rick is going somewhere, and most people think that he's going to go see Jadis at the Scavengers. And if that's true, which it very well might be from the trailer that we saw over the summer at San Diego Comic-Con, that Rick looked to be in the storage container, right? So what are you going back there for? Why are you going back to the Scavengers, to Jadis and them, if it's not to blow them up? Which would be pretty awesome if they took the dynamite in there, but the dynamite blows up the 50 cal. I don't know what happens with that, but it may be not operational, or something may get broken or something. I don't know what happens. That's kind of a waste of a big weapon, but we'll see what happens with the Jadis. Why would you go back to them? Why would you do that? Exactly. Awesome, bro. Why would you go back to the Scavengers? I guess he is to recruit them, to get that over the top, to say, join us and whatever, because there's a lot of people. And because he feels that the Scavengers are allies possibly, or a group that he needs to take under control to finally get everything under control again, because Rick was the man. He used to take over control. He was in a precarious situation at Terminus, but then left and then blew up. Carol blew up Terminus, but they left, and then they came to Alexandria, and he's been running Alexandria since he's got there. And now he needs, I guess, Jadis and them. But I don't know exactly why he's going to Jadis if he goes there. He could go to Oceanside. He could go to the Scavengers. I doubt he would go back to the Sanctuary. It just makes sense that exactly, Julie King, we cannot trust the Scavengers. Why is he going back there? It just better make sense. It better not be a frustrating thing, because that was annoying to me, the Scavengers. Like, what did you think of the Scavengers when you saw them? Be like, stupid haircut, they talk weird, trash people, they're dirty, they live in a dump. What good is this? What good is this group in the show? What does it bring to the show? Nothing. And then they go against Rick. It just was annoying on there too. So we'll see what happens for it. Rick and Daryl are going to fight. Now, what's going to happen with that relationship down the road? Is it going to be a broken one like Shane and Rick was after the fight situation? Or will they mend and be brothers again? I would assume it's going to be brothers again. I know people are worried about what it's going to be. I just think it's a difference of opinion. And brothers fight, family members fight, but they're brothers. Even though Shane and Rick were brothers, there was the Lori love triangle problems there too. That ain't going to happen with, Rick and Daryl in my eyes. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully the writers have a good time. They just had a wrap party this weekend for season 8 of The Walking Dead. It was Dwight. There's a great picture of Dwight, Daryl, Father Gabriel, and Rick in one picture taken by Seth Gilliam on Instagram. Give him a follow if you haven't already. And it was pretty cool. So those 4 at least there make it to the final, I guess, or there as well. Great question. Went right into that. M. King. Father G. Live. He definitely escapes with Negan from the trailer. So Father Gabriel lives. The word is that he may be sick, bit, problems, but then I even think he's kind of faking it to get some sort of upper hand or whatever. But Father Gabriel, I think, makes it for a long, long time. I think he makes it to the very end of the season. And then we know, if you know the comics, you know what happens to Father Gabriel. And I kind of hope they bring that to the show. It probably won't happen for 2 more seasons or so, but it's a big thing. But I believe Father Gabriel lives. Negan, Father Gabriel, there's some talk of Lucille and this and his wife. But do people like Negan? Do you guys like Negan? You know, I like the character of Negan. I think he's far better in the comics. It just doesn't translate to the show very well. Negan's theatrics, and sorry, can't talk. And it's just one of those things where his dialogue and his mannerisms and his lean and all that craziness doesn't really translate that great to the show. But Negan is a big part of things, and I know people want to see a backstory of it. I would love to see a Negan mini-series, like 6 episodes, 8 episodes in the summer. I don't want a whole episode of Negan in this season or whatever. I want to see like a mini-series of it. Here's Negan, and I want to see him come to the power and rise to power and get Lucille and at the hospital and everything, and they can have, you know, it'd be pretty cool over the summer because we're dying for Walking Dead year round, and I hope that they get into that whole area of that mini-series idea. But we'll see where it is. I liked Here's Negan as well. Tudor, I have not seen the Rampage trailer as a whole. I've seen it in pieces. That's with The Rock and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. It's based on the Rampage video game. Was it the 80s or the 90s? I'm not sure exactly what decade it was, but something similar to that is what it's based of. And I haven't seen it. I did see the Incredibles 2 mini little trailer thing, the teaser trailer with Jack. And if you have not seen the Incredibles, you need to watch it because it's probably one of the best Disney Pixar movies of the 90s, or I guess it was 2000s. There was I think it was 2004 or 2005, I think. And I think it was very cool, and it's going to be forever that The Incredibles 2 is coming out next summer, and I'm excited for that. And the Disney Pixar did a really good job with the first Incredibles, and I think they'll continue that too. So if you haven't seen that trailer, I thought, or the mini little teaser, was pretty cool. So post your comments in the live chat. If anybody wants to do a super chat, I'll give you a shout out or like that too as well, as always, guys. But episode 805 looks to be good. We're going to finally get the Negan situation at the sanctuary back, which has been 4 episodes, but the timeline's only been about 2 days or so. It's been everything's happening at the same time. So it's not like they've been in that trailer for like a week. So get there as well. So Blonde PT mole, do you think there is one? I don't think there's a mole. I think we're going to have just people not trusting Dwight or Eugene. People will see how it goes down with Simon and Gavin, because when Gavin says somebody in here made stuff happen out there, so Gavin is thinking that it could be Dwight or Eugene or Simon or something, but it makes sense that they would suspect Dwight or Eugene. Why wouldn't they? Because Simon and Gavin, I don't think, would ever go against the Saviors. Simon's going to try to lead. No one wants to go. I guess Simon's just too creepy or grimy or direct. He doesn't have things, so people aren't really going with that. But I personally like Simon. I would love to see a Simon, little mini-series things too. Or if it was just a Saviors thing where you see Simon and Dwight and that or something, because I think Stephen Ogg does a great job. He's a little scarier and creepier than Jeffrey Dean Morgan at being Negan. So I think, or being the leader of that and being one of those. So no, I cannot live stream the show because it's not on. For one, it's not on for 7 more hours, and that's a good way to get copyright strikes on here too. I can't live stream stuff like that. But overall, I'm liking season 8. How about you guys? Post your comments in the live chat as well. I have not seen Justice League, M. King. I'm more of a Marvel guy. I like Batman and stuff, but I have not really seen Justice League. I know, hopefully it's doing well, because I want superhero movies and stuff to do well. And I think it will do well in the box office, at least for a couple weeks. So we'll see. But I did see Thor, 2 weeks ago now, I think it was. And I thought it was good. I thought Thor, or last weekend, I think. Thor was pretty cool. I'm excited for a lot of big things. We're finishing up the last book edit now. I have the proof coming in the mail for the cover and stuff for my book 4, Fight For Us book series. I got to just talk about that for a second, guys. We're on book 4, which is pretty awesome. It's my favorite book to date. We have new characters, new groups, a new community, new stuff, new area, new involvement with it. And it's pretty cool. If you've read the first three books of the series, it's continuing a lot of that and then also bringing a lot to the new fold on there as well. I got some artwork being developed by a couple of people. Stan Yak on Instagram, and he did the Old Man Carl comic cover. If you follow me on Instagram, he's working on a couple of different things for me right now. One of the pictures for the Fight For Us, I'm trying to do like a print or something that'd be pretty cool that I'm going to put some different places, and if people want to buy a couple prints, I will. But it looks pretty awesome. The artwork is very concept right now, but it's very cool with the 4 different characters on the front and some zombies and stuff. Looks pretty awesome. I'm excited for it. He gave me a breakdown of it as well. So if you haven't followed him, follow him on Instagram on there. He's got a lot of, he works as a comic book artist. Pretty cool stuff. I'm going to see if we can get him to do more stuff and work out how to reimburse and stuff like that. So, but let's talk about, so The Walking Dead 805 this Sunday. Very cool, very awesome. Rick and Daryl fight. The Sanctuary, they use the meat poncho idea, the walker goo on them, the walker guts, the walker limbs, the walker blood, the walker smell to get out of the trailer, Father Gabriel and Negan, so they get out of there, back into the Sanctuary, and then we'll see what happens after that. But then they lock Father Gabriel up. Father Gabriel survives, and we'll see if he's actually bit, sick, or infected or whatever. So, but I think Father Gabriel lives. Gregory, we see some flashback things with Father Gabriel and Gregory and Simon. They talk. So it's extended episode. You know, so we're going to be there. It's 1:18 now Eastern Standard Time. Because I'm in Florida, and then we're going to be about, less than 8 hours away for it. I watch it the day of, and that would be why I have to have cable, but I'm trying to get rid of that. I would love to be able to cut down my cable bill for it because it's it's just too much money for this crap. What are anybody in the States doing anything big for Thanksgiving? They going anywhere? I do, I'm going somewhere for Thanksgiving. It should be a good time. I'm excited for it. On there, anyone doing Black Friday shopping, anyone playing any video games, anything like that, post them in there too. Morgan will live there. Tenjin Pungan. Morgan will live at least to the very end, the season 8 finale, more as of right now. So I think it's pretty cool on there. What a great question. Why do you live spoilers? I like spoilers. I like talking about it. I like people who want to know. I like giving information to people who want to do it. If you don't want to know, don't do it. So it says spoilers in the thing for it. So I am liking the information. I'm liking the filming. I'm liking the information for this episode. I like how things connect. I like the Easter eggs, the callbacks, the connections there too. Like we did a couple of videos about Easter eggs and some callbacks on there too. So are you guys spotting the Easter eggs and callbacks for season 8? There's a lot of them. There are a lot of callbacks and stuff, and I think this is going to be a major callback season to the prior seasons, if it's season 1 or 5 or whatever, and it should be because it's 8 seasons of it. It's we're in 100 episodes now. We're in a lot of good material there as well, and I think you have to give callbacks to start to bring people back as well. I'm liking the idea of having a connection with prior seasons or characters or whatever. Like it's awesome when Tara talks about something that Glenn told her, and you're like, oh man, that really, it's a nice connection with the character that's not around. And hopefully there's a connection with certain characters again. I'm excited to see that too. But overall, season 8, 805 is tonight. And does anybody watch Fear the Walking Dead? I want to talk about that a little bit because there's been some news about Fear the Walking Dead, and I haven't been able to make a video with it, and I will right now. So Fear the Walking Dead has moved to production from California or Mexico, wherever they actually were. I think it was Baja, Mexico, where they were actually filming. And they have moved to Texas. That's what the word is. And it's a unconfirmed or, on the hush, on the down low, or the quiet. They couldn't say who was actually renting out a sports baseball diamond arena in Austin, Texas. I think it was Austin, Texas. And I saw the pictures that were on there too, and they put up like a trailer and this and a tent and whatever. It could be like a refugee camp kind of thing. And the Fear the Walking Dead is in Texas now. They've hired 2 regulars to this series, which is Jenna Elfman, the girl from Dharma and Greg and a couple other shows. And then I'm blanking on the guy's name, but it's an actor that's on The Gifted. If you're watching The Gifted, he's the scientist guy, and he's in a lot of different shows actually and movies. But they have 2 season regulars that are going to be new for this season. So they're bringing new people. Scott Gimple is the showrunner now. So if anybody knows the name of the guy I'm talking about, please post it in the chats. I'm blanking on the new guy regular's name, but they're in Texas. Right? So what's the major connection of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead in Texas? Even though the part was shot in Georgia, I've seen the spot that was filmed with Abraham and Eugene. It was supposed to be Texas, but it was in Georgia, of course. They just put up some signs. It wasn't actually in Texas. But that's the connection in Texas. You have Eugene, you have Abraham, and you have Rosita. So why wouldn't they all be the crossover, or at least Abraham or there? So I would assume it's Abraham. People are like, that's not going to happen. It doesn't make sense. Because remember, Fear the Walking Dead is before The Walking Dead. It's some time frame, maybe a year or 2 or whatever before The Walking Dead. They were in Texas. Abraham, Eugene, and Rosita were in Texas, especially Abraham. So Abraham, his wife, and kids, we'll see something there too. It might be 1 or 2 episodes. Hopefully it's more than the Morales thing. Hopefully you don't have a crossover and you build it up and you're like, one person will be on this show and it's going to connect with this show. And it's done like you bring Morales back for 4 seconds. He's like, hi, Rick. Yeah, I'm Negan now. Pfft, dead. Gone. See ya. He's on the show for 10 minutes and he's back and the Morales thing's done. Hopefully they do not do that with Abraham. Well, you can't kill Abraham off. Hopefully they just don't meet Abraham and he's in some bar at some convenience store or something, some supermarket, and they're like, hey, what's up? I'm Abraham. All right, see you guys. Got to get over to Georgia. See ya. And he drives off. No, hopefully it sticks around. They do something. Abraham is maybe with a different group. Maybe Abraham leaves and Jenna Elfman, and whenever they stay around, it just makes sense. I can't wait, and I hope it happens. So we haven't seen or heard any reports of Michael Cutlass being on set, but I believe there's been 4 people seen on set so far. It was Alicia, Strand, Madison, and Nick, I believe, were the 4 people that were seen filming or going to start filming now, being on set or arriving in Texas to start filming. So it's just the 4 big characters. You know they're not going to kill Madison, Nick, Alicia, or Strand off. They've been there from the beginning. I want to see if Daniel sticks around and whatever, because I like Daniel. I like Nick. So we'll see. And it'll be a nice connection if it's Abe. Would people just watch those couple episodes knowing that Abraham will be in them if they never seen this series? Would you? I mean, I watched it from the very beginning, and it got a little better at the second half of season 2 and then season 3, and then it went back the way it was. Then it got a little better. Overall, it's a better series than it was. So I like to see how it connects with it. But I'm going to watch it, of course. And, I've said that Abraham would make the best sense for the connection of the crossover for it. And bicycle girl. Yeah, she's on her bike, and then she rides her bike across the country to Georgia. No, but I would like to see people are like, it's Negan, it's this. But to me, it makes sense that it's Abraham. And hopefully it does better. Hopefully the show gets better. Like, I don't like watching this show that it sucks, that it's not getting better, but it is. It has improved on there too. I like where it's going. I wish there was just a little more stuff that made sense with just wish it was a little bit better in a lot of areas. It has room for improvement. We'll say that. So great quote there. Suck my nuts. Great Abraham quote there. I love it. But Lynn Cantrell, hey Lynn, how we doing? What do you think of Madison? Madison better not be alpha there, Captain Gus. That would be stupid. Madison is okay. I see Madison as a complex character. I don't like Kim Dickens, her facial expressions, or her lack of facial expressions, which is like, I don't really like her just like, someone could just die and she's like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, have a little more personality, a little more expressiveness to you. You know, I just would like to see that. Overall, I feel like the casting, the characters, the connection, the whatever, it just could have been better for not even the actors, but just, hey Tamara. I like the idea of just having a little better storyline. I don't want to see a dysfunctional family with kids that are a problem on there too. So it's just annoying to me. I just wish the writers were a little bit better. Like, I would have rather have seen characters like Sasha and Tyrese or something like, not them exactly, but that type of thing where a brother and a sister, this and their family or something happens and one's an EMT firefighter or something. I don't know. I just would have liked to see a little better things, but I like the idea of Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead coming together. And why wouldn't you? It just doesn't make sense. Like, the showrunner beforehand clearly lied or whatever like that too, which really pisses me off. It's like, don't make up fabrications. Like, they're not going to Texas. They'll never go to this. They're in this. Clearly they are. And don't try to hide things in a way that you're lying about it and then you go back on it. And maybe the whole idea was to keep the shows differently. And then like, Fear the Walking Dead is actually really struggling. Let's actually bring in something from The Walking Dead, right? So I would just like the idea of The Walking Dead connecting with Fear the Walking Dead. Why not? Why have these two separate universes? It's just like you're trying too hard to separate it too. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So hopefully it makes sense and just has a good product and just improves. That's all. That's all I wanted to do. And I just want things to make sense for it. So I hope it does well. So great question. Do you think Ezekiel is going to die? Not this season, not season 8, but eventually, yes. Probably in season 9. I would assume he gets his comic book death. And I don't know if Rosita is going to get her comic book death either, because we haven't seen her. People ask me a lot about that, but I like the idea of the character getting it. And I like the character. I hope Rosita, well, I think she's going to come back around probably episode 806 or 807 before the mid-season. She'll probably be in the mid-season, of course, but she had a baby and she couldn't film for a while. So Christian Serratos, there's no way they didn't shoot that scene with her arms crossed at a different time when then the cars were actually moving. They added that in, to me, is what I think happened. But Christian Serratos should be able to film. We'll probably see her more at the second half of season 8 for sure. But it makes sense to have the Rosita character being more involved. But The Walking Dead's head on a pike, right? Head on 2 pikes. Well, there's like 12 characters that go on pikes. We'll see who it is, because when the Whisperers come around, it's bad news, which you have to, I like the idea of having the Whisperers come. I can't wait for the war to almost be over and then have the Whisperers come. Because I think the Whisperers, there's not going to be no clear divide of the Whisperers are bad and Rick is good. Because some people like Negan, they see him as a good guy or see him as this or see him as a complex character and he's this and whatever. But Alpha and the Whisperers are not good. They're just not. So you'll see that the Whisperers will be clearly bad and you'll have Rick be clearly the good guy again. So I can't wait for that to come to this show, and that'll probably be season 9 at the earliest. So next season. So they wrapped up their wrap-up party. I believe they have 3 more days of filming at the most for The Walking Dead season 8. So that'll be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then season 8 will most likely be done filming for the season, be done, wrapped up. Here you go. So we'll see what happens for season 8 to come. And I'm enjoying the first 4 episodes, guys. I think it's pretty good. A little hokiness with the 50 cal and the gunfight and the stuff, but overall, I think it's pretty cool. It's easy to think of the show and be hard on it, but it's also like, I think that The Walking Dead is because The Walking Dead used to be really good at being like a survival show. Like, oh, that could happen. Or, they're just trying to survive. They got to find food. They got to find water. They got to find shelter. They got to find safety. And now they have that at Alexandria, the hilltop in the kingdom. They have food. They have water. They have safety. They have all those. So if they have that's gone now. What do? They have people are the problem, and walkers need to be a problem again a little bit. And that's when the Whisperers will come around. The walkers will be a problem because the Whisperers use the walkers to their advantage and as a whole. But it's just like they're getting away from the roots a little bit from the storyline with the war storyline. And then we have the morality tale of things of, we don't have to kill everybody. We can all live together in a hodgepodge. No. Go around the holidays at a department store, and you are not going to like everybody that you run into that you're going to see for 10 minutes. Imagine living together in a post-apocalyptic world that you have to rely on the same resources, the same food, the same water, the same area, the same thing for survival. That's just not going to happen. Rick and Negan are probably not going to be buddies after this. Daryl and Dwight probably aren't going to be buddies after that. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens because there is no Daryl-Dwight connection in the comics. Dwight is not around Daryl except for the show. So that'll be pretty interesting to see what they do there, and hopefully it makes sense. Hopefully the Scavengers go bye-bye. Hopefully we don't see them after this season. It's just pretty annoying with it. So I'm excited for where we're going with the show. Hopefully it makes sense. The rest of the series too, and the season 8. So we'll see what goes down with the rumors and if it's Judith or if it's Gracie or the Carl thing or that thing or what happens with this. So there's a lot of big stuff going around, a lot of good information. We have it posted all over the place on the channel. We have a variety of videos on there too. So hopefully you're subscribed to it. If you haven't already checked out the other videos, they're always up there as well. So I'm excited for it. Post your questions over here. So got some good ones as well for it. So we got, will Eric Walker be back with the Whisperers? That would be pretty cool. Eric was never put down. Aaron did not put Eric down as a walker. So you have to see Eric come back around, just like Deanna. Deanna was a walker. They found her in the woods, and then, they had Spencer and Michonne had to take her out. Then she came back around. I would like to see Eric. I would like to see Walker Eric around for some point, if it's the end of season 8 or even with the Whispers. That would be kind of crazy if they used his skin and put his face on a Whisperer and Aaron finds it and you're like, whoa, I'm seeing things? Is that Eric? That would be pretty crazy. And that would be pretty messed up if that happened. But that would be pretty awesome at the same time if they used a Whisperer Eric Walker skin on there as well. So do you think Daryl will leave if Rick spares Negan? That's a great question, Tudor. I think that's a big question. If Daryl and Rick, what happens with this fight? Because is it just a lover's quarrel? Is it a thing where you'll see? Is it kind of one of those where you'll have like, okay, they fight and they move on from it, or is this a lasting fight like it was with Shane and Rick and they never really recovered from it? But I would assume that Daryl is not going to want Negan to be alive. He doesn't want him now. He didn't want him. What happened to him? It's not going to happen. So that we'll see what I think will happen with Daryl and Rick, because Negan's going to be kept alive and put in the jail cell is what happens in the comic if it comes to the show. And you're like, dog, you can deviate a little bit. You can deviate certain things, but that's a major deviation if you kill Negan. But you can get away with some of the storylines with it. So we'll see. Is Negan live or not? Maybe they kill him off and they mix it up. But how could Daryl be okay with Negan being alive, staying alive? It's not he's going to be like, oh, it's okay, man. I trust your ideas, Rick. I trust where you're going with this. You're keeping the guy who killed 2 people of ours, then killed 2 more people of ours, then having a war here and it's going to hurt or kill more people in the war, and then locked up Daryl, physically beat him, fed him dog food, tortured him. And then Daryl's going to be like, it's okay, man. All is forgiven. I'm going to be like, Morgan, and then like Jesus. I'm going to be the moral guy. Daryl's going to be the moral guy, because every couple of seasons or whatever they change it, because it was Morgan, and then now it's Jesus, and it's Rick a little bit, and then who's next? Who's going to be the next moral person on there? Because enough of that. We all know that you have to make tough decisions in this world, and in world in general too. So we'll have when it goes down. But that's a great question. I'm interested to see that too. Like, where are they going with the Negan and this? Because they're clearly setting it up to have Negan and Rick coexist, and it's not about Rick, it's about the world and rebuilding things. Of course it is, but you can't have all this craziness in there too. So it's just annoying with it too. So it just makes me like a little frustrated too. So I know what annoys me, and that's what I put in my books that I do, that I put the opposite in my books. And when I write stuff in there too, I just want stuff that makes sense, where it's going with it, set things up and move forward with it and have a thing connection with it. But you have to have tough decisions and stuff that makes sense. So if you're liking zombie apocalypse books in there too, definitely check it out. But great point, Shane Rick part 2. Very, very interesting on there too. So, like I said, guys, we're going to go for about another 20 some minutes, and then I got to get my Sunday going here on there too. So what's going on? Anybody doing anything for Thanksgiving? If you're living in the States, Thanksgiving is this Thursday. I'm going to be here in Florida, hopefully enjoying some nice cooler weather, watching some football and having some good food. How about you guys? Going anywhere? Do anything? Going Black Friday shopping? Any good deals? Getting any video games? Any things? Getting some TVs? Anything like that? I am staying away from the stores. I'll probably be doing my Amazon shopping or whatever. I might go to Target or something if there's anything that's worth getting. But, you know, it's not, I don't really need anything myself for it. But, so we talked a little bit about 805, Fear the Walking Dead, mystery boxes. So some people were joining late. So 805 looks to be awesome. Fear the Walking Dead is in Texas. They moved their production to Texas now. Filming is what the word is. There's a lot of good stuff. I'll be making another video about that pretty soon. They have some new regulars on there too with it. Great question. I have not seen Punisher. I finished up Stranger Things season 2. I have not yet. It is a war zone. Black Friday is a war zone, that's for sure, man. You got to strap up and, you know, brace yourself going there. Some battle armor on there too. So, hey, everybody. Hey, H&S Crew Squad. How we doing? Thank you for joining me on this Sunday. But, so we talked about that. The mystery boxes, I'll go over that again. So we're going to be doing Walking Dead and zombie-related mystery boxes. So the bulk of this stuff will be Walking Dead related. We got a lot of cool stuff that we just ordered and we want to put in there as well. So I'm going to be making them available for the holidays. Be doing, you know, different stuff through PayPal. And I'll be shipping them out through the mail. So I can only do it in the United States now. So unfortunately, I won't be able to mail them to Europe or, you know, New Zealand or anywhere, or, you know, any other places besides the continental United States. It's just not feasible at this time. So I'm going to have a lot of good stuff in my Walking Dead mystery boxes. They're going to be, the price point right now I have figured out is about $40. So that includes shipping. That's the total price in there, because I don't want you to pay for shipping. I want to put the stuff in there and then a flat fee of $40, and we'll use PayPal to just get the payment and all that stuff, and then I'll ship it out, and it'll probably come in a couple of days, or maybe, you know, it depends on what it is for it. But there'll be mystery boxes. Probably, I initially put 5 to 7 things, but I'm going to try and get, you know, at least probably 7 things in every box, unless I get some higher price items, so I might have to knock it down a little bit for it. But it'll probably be around 7 items, Walking Dead and zombie related stuff. Just some cool stuff that we got from Sonoya Woodbury shop, that, you know, even Nick and Norman stuff. So if anybody wants some cool stuff like that, we'll have in that as well. I'm going to try and make it a little specialized, personalized for that. If you like a certain character, you like a certain thing, I'll try to get a couple items and put them in the same box. But we got a lot of cool items that we're going to put in there too. So mystery boxes, Walking Dead mystery boxes will be coming out very shortly. Give me a follow on Instagram, Facebook, Walking Dead community, and just be able to get those out to you as well for it. But so that's the stuff going on lately with me. I have not seen Justice League. I did not see The Punisher. I watched Stranger Things 2. I saw Thor, and just been finishing up the books. Book 4 will be out this week. We're finishing up the edit now. I got my proof coming on the way, and then we'll make it available on Amazon.com and other online retailers. So it'll be definitely available this weekend if all goes well, and then for Christmas as well. So you can get all 4 books if you haven't started the series. But everyone's been liking them, guys. I'm excited for the series, where it's going. I've been coming up more and more ideas. You know, we went to the mall the other day, and I was like, man, I think I'm going to use this in my book series, you know, a shopping mall, because it just makes sense that that would be a good spot for a zombie apocalypse as well. So if you know what's going on with that, we're going to have some artist prints and stuff for the Fight for Us series. Got some cool artwork in the mix. I got a guy that I've been talking to about getting some concept art for the Fight for Us series, and he gave me, you know, an idea of some stuff, and he's been working on a print that I want to be able to make available for you guys, you know, be able to have that included in, you know, a couple things, maybe in the boxes, maybe be able to sell a couple of those too. It'd be pretty cool. It's pretty cool artwork as well. So you guys, appreciate everything you're doing for me, following me on here on Instagram and, you know, Facebook, YouTube, and there as well. So overall, guys, let's see some questions. I'm going to go for about 15 more minutes, but tonight's episode 805 doesn't really have any big deaths. It's just a continuation of the Negan Sanctuary connection, and then some Rick and Daryl craziness in there as well. We don't know where Heath is. I get a Heath question probably every day, and we're probably not going to find out at earliest until the very end of season 8, but most likely season 9 will probably be what it is for that. I'm probably going to see Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Great question there. Do you plan on watching that? Of course. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm probably going to go watch that on my birthday, which is in right after when it comes out in December. I'm an easy person when it comes to my birthday. I just want to go to the movies or relax, get some pizza or something, and just relax at home and not really do much. Just, you know, talk to friends and family or see friends and family for that. But I'm going to see The Last Jedi for sure. I'm excited for it. Looks awesome on there as well. So let's see what else we got on here. How many books are you planning on your series having? That's a great question. Are you planning on writing a different series? Walking Dead Freak, great question. My book series, book 4 is coming out soon, so I'll have 4 books to date. And then I'm going to see where the table turns. I might have a part of this. Probably have enough right now in my head for 6, 7 total books. And then I might take a tangent on a couple characters and go off with that or some area of there, because my story mainly takes place in Florida, as I live in Florida. I will have that connection with it, but a lot of the characters that we're meeting or introducing here can have their own little book series or their own little world too. And I have even more characters in mind and new characters in mind that you're going to like some of these new characters, just because I have an idea of what I like and I would want to be around for it as well. So right now, book 4 will be out there. So I don't know. The sky's the limit with my ideas. So I'm writing for it. So I'm excited for my book series of Fight for Us, Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all that good stuff. And I'm going to have that available pretty soon. So when we get there, I will let you know when it's available for it. But probably about 7 to 8 books right now in my head. So 8-book series, which is cool. And then maybe it turns into a show. Maybe it's a comic book series. Maybe it's a graphic novel series or something. But very pretty cool. So Arena Hunter Mystery Box is a box that you don't know what's in it. They have them at conventions a lot. I bought a Star Wars one. I bought a random one. They had a Funko Pop one or whatever. But I haven't seen any Walking Dead mystery boxes. So I'm like, hey, there we go, mystery box. And then I think there's going to be one online or whatever, and they're charging like $60 or something for one box, and you get 4 boxes a year for the mystery boxes. And I'm like, get the heck out of here. I'm not going to pay $60 for a Walking Dead mystery box. I'm going to provide mystery boxes, and I'm going to be, right now, continental United States, probably $40, maybe like $42 or something, but $40 right now is what we're going to be our price point, shipping, everything included in that. So it's going to be Walking Dead, zombie stuff, pretty cool stuff, you know, characters, pretty cool stuff that we're going to do. And then we might do like primo ones, bigger ones, more awesome stuff. You know, I have a couple things that I want to give away and give out, and, you know, just some cool Walking Dead related stuff. Maybe some stuff from the Woodbury shop or Nick and Norman's or here or mystery things. So it's pretty cool stuff, and I'll let you know when you do all that as well. People are trying to sell their Lucille bats. I have a Lucille bat on there too, real barbed wire, real wood, pretty awesome. So do you think we'll see Lily again in the comics? It would be awesome to see her face with Rick. Lily is Tara's sister, and I don't think so. I mean, I made it in the one video when Morales came back, and they were like, Lily got swarmed. Tara said it to Glenn. And I'm like, okay, we never saw it happen on screen. Relax. But I don't think we see Lily ever again. I think her role was with the governor, and that's done with it. So let's see what else we got here. We got some good questions on there. So no super chats today, guys. No areas of focus for it. Okay, that's all right, guys. Still love you anyway. Could you sign a Negan figure for me? You want me to sign a Negan figure? I'd rather you have Mark. I'd rather you sign get it signed by Jeffrey Dean Morgan or something like that too. That would be pretty awesome. I'd rather you do it by the actor who's doing it. He signs that stuff all the time as well. So will Jerry die saving Rick, Ezekiel, or Daryl? Hopefully Jerry does not die. Hopefully Jerry is a big character on the show for many more seasons. I would love for Jerry to be at the kingdom with Carol or Morgan, but most likely Carol. I would love to see that down the road, because Jerry is just for the show. Jerry is not in the comics. So the characters that are on the show last longer than a lot of their comic counterparts, just because AMC owns the rights, and it makes sense to keep them around, especially Jerry. Who doesn't love Jerry? How can you not love Jerry? A lot of people love Daryl. A lot of people love Simon. A lot of people like Tara. A lot of people like the characters just for the show. Sasha, very just made for the show. And Merle, which is great. So I'm excited for the continue of the series to grow and everything for it. So great question. Tudor, you're asking some great questions as always, man. Predictions for 174. Any comic fans in here? Anyone like the Walking Dead comic? 174 has Negan on the cover, so it's a solitary life, I believe is what it's called. And Negan is going to probably be the focus of that. We'll see what happens with Negan. Maybe Maggie runs into Negan or something, because Negan and Maggie are unfinished, unsettled on anything like that too. And so that's another thing. Why would you want to keep Negan around on the show? Maggie, Daryl, people are pissed at him. Why would you keep it around? So we'll see how it goes down, what they do. But 174 looks to be very Negan heavy based on the comic cover, which is cool. We haven't seen Negan in a while. But the big thing I'm excited for is in the January issue. That's the New World Order comic story arc. That'll be 6 parts, and that'll be the start there for it on there as well. So I'm excited for that. How about you? Anything? Any predictions for? Sorry, I'm just trying to read the live chat where I'm trying to focus and talk here. It's a lot coming in on there too. So M King, will you do a Fight for Us book bundle? I'm trying to think about it. When I get the 4, I'm probably going to do something. It's just different through CreateSpace and through Amazon. They kind of sell it individually, but you can buy it all together at once with the group there. I think when it comes out, I think I'm going to see what the pricing and stuff is and talk with them and see if we can do a bundle of all 4, if you can buy 4 for less on there with it, because it would make sense that if you could just buy all 4 at once. And that's what I want people to do anyway, because the books that I've written, to me, I guess I'm a little biased than my wife and the people that they are page turners. Like, you want to go to the next page. You want to know what happens. It kind of there. One chapter ends and boom, it picks up right in the next chapter, or something goes around and it comes back around, or the way the book ends makes you want to start the next book. It's a page turner on the edge of your seat at times. You're worried about certain characters or certain things, a lot of drama, a lot of craziness, a lot of post-apocalyptic craziness of life and death, and it's just pretty awesome. So people are reading it and they can't wait for the next stuff, and I'm excited for it on there as well. So great question. Could Negan backstory be in the second half of the season? With what I'm gathering for Negan's backstory is that it's going to be hit or miss in episodes. Like, we're going to get a little bit of it in 805 with Negan and Father Gabriel. Negan's going to talk about Lucille, his wife, and it's kind of the storyline of here's Negan. And I kind of want, and they could still do it, I don't want a whole episode of just Negan. I don't want that. That's a bottle episode. They're trying to get away from that. I want there to be a whole miniseries of Negan. 6, 8 episodes. The Saviors come to power. He's there. I want to see that whole thing. And I think that would be the best thing for it as well. So I want it to be very like that. I don't want it to be thrown off, because like what if episode ends and Negan's like, oh, let's have a Negan episode, and you're like, no, I want to know what happens to Jesus or Morgan or Tara or something. I don't care about that. You know, that was annoying in season 7, and they're getting away from that, and I know fans were pissed about that, the bottle episodes where you're like, this ended here and now I got to wait another 2 weeks. You're like, it's just crap. So I don't know if that'll happen with it. So let's see what other questions we got here, guys. You're doing some good stuff for it. So we're going 8:05. Should be pretty interesting, pretty cool. So if you had Rick and Daryl actually fight, who do you got? Who wins? You know, I think Daryl would kick his butt. Daryl's beating people up. He's punching people. He's punching Negan. He's punching Richard. He's fighting here. He's doing this. He's doing craziness there too. You know, and I made a video before talking about a different theory and discussion about Rick gets beat up a lot. I mean, he wins a lot of the fights and whatever. I mean, but he gets tore up a little bit too. You know, so I think Daryl would beat him up, but ultimately at the end of the day, they're brothers, and I think, you know, Daryl would feel bad after the end, after beating Rick up at the end of it. So we'll see. I think Rick's going to put up a fight. He's not just going to take it. But if you saw in the pictures that I have that Daryl puts Rick in a chokehold, a rear naked choke, he puts him out, he better tap him out. You know, like GSP going to take him out. So, but Governor, how's your day going? My day is going pretty well. This Sunday, it's Walking Dead Day, so it's always a good day, you know. So hope everybody's doing well, and thank you for joining me this Sunday. So I'll answer a couple more questions on that if anyone's got any more things to ask or have me answer on there too. So Fear the Walking Dead news, moving to Texas. Crossover, it's got to be who you think it is. You know, makes sense to me. Hopefully we'll get to find out that information, and hopefully we'll see some news about Michael Cutlass filming, which should be pretty awesome. Walking Dead should be a good episode, continuing the whole connection to season 8 with the Sanctuary and Father Gabriel and this. Mystery boxes will be coming very, very, very soon. Shipping to the continental U.S. The payment will be through PayPal. And then once we get payment, I'll ship it and give me address, and then we'll do all that. And then I'll ship it out for you guys right away. And yeah, so there we go, guys. We're doing pretty awesome stuff for this Sunday. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday. As always, you guys are awesome. Book 4 of my Fight For Us series will be coming out very, very, very soon. Going to try to have it right around Thanksgiving, Black Friday, up for this weekend for it as well. So what do I think happens with Gabriel and Negan? I think they make it out of the trailer safe and sound. I think they make it back to the Sanctuary, and all is well. Everyone survives. No one dies this episode. A fight breaks out between the workers, and it gets a little crazy. And Regina, what's up with Regina, by the way? This will be my last thought on there too. So Regina, what's up with that? Why couldn't it be a rat? It should have been a rat or someone there, but Regina's some, you know, person running an outpost, I guess. So we'll see her this episode as well. So great question. Do you think Daryl, Morgan, and Tara will split from the group for a while to do differences in dealing with Negan and the Saviors? I think Morgan goes rogue. Tara, I think, stays with her group. She needs a group around her. Tara can't really handle herself on her own, really. I don't really see that, especially right now. Daryl could go rogue. We know Morgan goes rogue. Daryl's ruthless on there too. Hopefully he doesn't run into a precarious situation with Negan or the Saviors or whatever, if he's going to do something on there as well. But we'll see Daryl be connected with Dwight later on in this season. We'll see what happens with that. Do you think the story would have changed if Abraham and Glenn were alive? Yeah, I mean, it would have changed somewhat. I think Glenn would be with Maggie at the hilltop, and I think Abraham would be, you know, right in the thick of it. I think he would have been fighting at the outpost. I think he would have went back to the outpost when he's like, honey pot, with the marijuana room. But I think Abraham would have just been fighting, and it would have been pretty cool. Maybe even attacking the outpost with, he would have probably been running the show with the Alexandrians where Eric died. I think he would have been there as well. So, you guys are asking great questions now. Will Eugene ever hook up with Rosita as in the comic? I don't know. I don't know if people really want to see that. The bigger question will be, does Rosita meet Sadiq? Because if you know what I'm talking about in the comics, you know why that's a big deal. So we'll see if Rosita and Sadiq get together on there as well, guys. So there you go, guys. I'm going to cut it right there. Thank you guys for asking questions. Well, has Morgan already took off after the Jesus? Yeah, Morgan is left. Morgan's on his own. Great question there, Tamara. Yes, Morgan is on his own. He's a ruthless on his own, but Morgan could take care of himself. You know, he did that in the whole Clear episode, but I'm not worried about that. So Morgan should be around to the very end of the season. So there you go, guys. That is my live stream. Thank you for joining me this Sunday. I will have a review of episode 805 after it airs. I'll try to watch a little Talking Dead and make a video, and then I will do a preview breakdown of the trailer for next week's episode 806. When they do that, I will have a lot of more information for that about the mystery boxes, the books, all that good stuff. Stay in the know by subscribing. Check me out on Instagram and Twitter at the PT channel, on Walking Dead Community on Facebook. We have a page and a group. We're going to be doing more giveaways and this and mystery boxes and all that good stuff. So we got some cool stuff in the works. If people are interested in the mystery boxes, definitely message me in the Walking Dead Community page or on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever, and we'll get it all set up, and I'll get you a box, and you'll get that probably in there once we get everything set up for you guys. Thank you guys. So quick shout out, Christopher Teuton. Thank you guys for joining me this. I'm going to try to send the mystery boxes to Europe. We're going to see. I'm going to look into the shipping costs for that too. I might have to raise them based on the shipping costs. That'll be the biggest thing. I don't want someone to pay, $60, $80 to compensate for that. So we'll get it with that. I don't know where Heath is, guys. He'll be back soon. But thank you guys for joining me this Sunday. We'll try to do it every Sunday for a couple weeks. I won't be able to do one for the finale because I'll be away traveling, but I will be here every Sunday, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in Florida. My Fight For Us book series, all that good stuff. Book 4 will be out soon. Hopefully you pick it up and check it out. If you can, guys, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate all the time, the effort, the energy, the questions, all that good stuff. And as always, thank you for watching, and you guys are awesome.